وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. You did not throw when you threw, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one who threw. Any acts that you do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates the act to happen through you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of all acts. So we're going to look at all of these. Wahdaniyya, at one level, we'll say is the most important out of all of them. What's the name of the science that we're studying? What's it called? Tawheed. Derived from this attribute. Tawheed, divine unity, comes from this attribute of oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at one level we'll say it's because out of all of them you can possibly view it as being the most important out of all of them. We're going to look at this because nowadays you've got a definition of Tawheed, a three-way definition of Tawheed, which is not a traditional definition. We have a definition of Tawheed that predates the contemporary definition that people are familiar of Tawheed. Like people talk about Tawheed, Uluhiyyah, Rububiyyah, Asma wa Sifat. That's a contemporary definition of Tawheed. There's a traditional definition of Tawheed that's different to that, which we'll look at. And we'll also look at why did this definition of Tawheed come about. There are reasons for that. Any questions so far? Amjad? You know it all, don't you? Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah?
Sorry, what did you say hawadith?
Temporal beings. Contingent matter. Something that comes within time. So. Okay, we'll look at each one now in more detail. That's a list of what we'll look at, a list of all of them. First one, pre-eternality. We're going back over all of these. These, what we're listing now, these are wajib that every Muslim needs to know. These are wajibat upon every Muslim. You should be able to know these are the 5 negating attributes. This is the self-attribute of God. You should be able to list it. You should know the dalil for it as well. Pre-eternality is the first one. He has no beginning point. He is the first who has always existed, even when there was no one or nothing with him. وَالْأَوَّلُ وَالْآخِرُ وَالظَّاهِرُ وَالْبَاطِنُ. He's the first and the last, the outer and the inner. There's a famous scholar, and inshallah we won't mention names here. There's a famous scholar, right Abbas, no names, who held an opinion that matter is eternal. Matter was not created, matter is eternal. To hold that belief is kufr. To hold that belief is kufr. You say that if you say matter is eternal, then it's divine with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's always existed, had no beginning point, it becomes divine in nature. Imam al-Ghazali in Istihafat al-Falasifa, in his book The Incoherence of Philosophers, he said, Kafarat al-Falasifatu bi thalatha. He said the Greek philosophers fell into a state of kufr based upon three beliefs. One of them, he said, qidamul alam, the eternality of matter. If Muslim believes that matter has always existed, and it's a widespread scientific view nowadays, that matter is eternal, it's always been there, it's only in form, it's changed. He said, then you say matter never had a beginning point. So that's considered to be kufr. And Imam al-Ghazali said there's an ijma' of the Muslims on that one. There's an agreement of the Muslims on that one. Because we say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that had no beginning point. Everything else in existence had a beginning point, including matter. And then you get into a debate over what was created first. Then you have a debate over that. But the point is, there was nothing when there was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, radiallahu anhu arda, the descendant of the Prophet, was a teacher of Imam Malik, teacher of Imam Abu Hanif. They both took spirituality from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, from the family of the Prophet. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq was asked the famous question, where was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Where is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He was asked that question. No. His answer was a very smart answer. He said he was where he was before he created the throne. He was where he was before he created the throne. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not on a throne, because the throne is a creation. Creation doesn't carry Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not in a location. But importantly as well, the point that Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq is mentioning here is that the throne had a beginning point. Everything in existence had even like you want to say about the Prophet and his soul and so, it had a beginning point. Everything in existence had a beginning point. To believe there's something eternal along with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is considered kufr. He has no beginning point, he's the first who has always existed, even when there was no one or nothing with him. Textual proof, wal-awwal wal-akhir wal-zahir wal-batin. He's the first, the last, And as we mentioned, the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, وَالْأَوَّلْ لَيْسَ شَيْءٍ قَبْلَهُ. There was nothing before him. وَالْآخِرْ is the last, there's nothing after him. وَلَيْسَ شَيْءٍ بَعْدَهُ. Rational proof. If it was not pre-eternal, that would... How do you pronounce that word? Posit. If it was not pre-eternal, that would posit that there was an originating point. If you say that Allah subhanahu, now we need to look rationally, how do we prove that Allah subhanahu must have always existed? If you say He didn't always exist, when did He come into existence? When did He come into existence? There must have been a point. Like, what was He before that? There's two problems now with that, two obvious problems. First of all, there was non-existence before that for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which negates the very first attribute. If He doesn't exist, can't be God. Can't be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second is that what brought Him into existence? Nothing in existence just appears, and this is now it's been given. Now it's almost like accepted academically. It's accepted as an idea that something can just come into existence. That's as irrational as you get. At a human level of intellect, it's as irrational as you can get that things just come to existence. Any human being, sane human being, would never accept that based upon observation. Based upon observation. So here now we say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came into existence. What brought Him into existence? You can't say He just came into existence. Nor can you say matter came into existence. That's as irrational as you get. If He was then brought into existence, we say the one that brought Him into His existence was more powerful. He was the creator of God. Therefore, He's no longer God. So we say if there was a beginning point, we have two problems. Non-existence prior to that. The second problem, the one that brought Him into existence, that thing, so that's more powerful. That has more right to be called a God. That has more of a right to be called a God. No. Post-eternality. He has no ending point. His existence is everlasting. He will continue to be as He is eternally. And note here, as He is also important. We say that there's no change whatsoever that affects the divine essence. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was, as He is, and He will remain as He always has. No change whatsoever in the divine essence. No change to the divine attributes. No change whatsoever. Like when He comes into creation, it doesn't affect Him. It doesn't alter Him in any way whatsoever. Even to the point we'll say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew of our existence before He created us. When He created us, did it affect His knowledge of us? No. Didn't change His knowledge. He knew exactly how we were going to be, at what point we were going to create, how we were going to be. Everything about us He knew before, and in eternality He knew that. It doesn't alter Him in any way whatsoever. Nothing changes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will continue to be as He is eternality, textual as He is eternally. Textual proof, كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. Surah Al-Rahman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, everything on earth perishes. All that remains is the face of your Lord. وجه ربك, Imam al-Bukhari, rahimahullah, in his Sahih, in his collection, he interprets wajh here as mulku rabbika. Wajh rabbika as mulku rabbika. In his Kitab al-Tafsir in Sahih al-Bukhari, he interprets here the face of your Lord as the kingdom of your Lord will remain. Others have interpreted face here as being the essence of your Lord. The essence of your Lord will remain. We can take that from other ayats in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَوَلِّ وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, turn your face towards Masjid al-Haram. What does face here mean? Like that? No, it says turn your whole being. Turn your whole being. Wajh in Arabic is used to denote the essence because it's ashraf al-jasad. Face is used in Arabic to denote the whole essence because it's the greatest part of the essence, greatest part of an individual. So Imam Bukhari interprets face as the kingdom of your Lord. Others have interpreted it as the essence of your Lord, and your Lord will remain full of majesty, bestowing honor. It has already been established that He does not have a beginning. Anything without a beginning cannot have an end, must always remain. Same reason, because if it comes to an end, you've got non-existence. You've got non-existence, which is impossible for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It would also mean that He's similar to His creation in this regard. Why is He similar? Because creation perishes. Creation goes into a state of non-existence. then he's taken on board qualities of his creation, which we say are impossible. Those two are relatively straightforward. What's the divine names that carry these? Al-Qadim, the eternal, the pre-eternal. Al-Baqi, one of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The post-eternal, the one who will always remain. These are names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.